Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Love Our Life Vlog. Today is going to be different than most days. We are sitting at home, we're going to have a little chat, and if you've seen the title of this video, you know it's about our weight loss journey. Now, how did we come to this and what led us to this? We've already started the first of the year. We've been solely doing this since January 1st, or even actually probably before that. Probably back in December. But we have been focused, we've been striving for a goal, and we just want to let you guys in on our life, because this vlog, this channel, is about our life. It's not just about theme parks or where we're going, it's also about us as individuals. And going forward, we're probably going to do a weekly update showing you guys some of the food that we're eating and how we're feeling and what we are doing as individuals, as a couple, to help each other with our weight loss goals. So a little bit about me and where I've been in the weight loss journey. A few years ago, I went through a really depressed state. I had some things happen to me in my personal life that just completely depressed me and just totally wiped me out as not even, I wouldn't say giving up, but I would say as someone that just didn't care anymore. And I didn't really care about what I ate. I didn't care about who saw me. And then also there's the oblivious thing that you look in the mirror, you say, I just gained a little bit. It's not that bad. And then looking at a perspective when somebody takes a picture of you and you're like, oh dang, I'm a lot bigger than I thought I was, you know? So for me, I was just personally, I was going through a period where I had come into some money. I could go and get whatever I wanted to as far as food, and that's exactly what I did. Every day for lunch, I would go to Sonic or McDonald's, and I wouldn't just get one thing on the menu, I'd get 2 or 3 things on the menu. And I would have a frozen slushie, or I would have a large Coke, or a large icy, whatever it was I wanted, I just had, and I didn't have any restrictions. And I worked at a job to where I sat down probably about 90% of the time, and I was not getting exercise. So the first thing that I started noticing is the company that I was working for had shirts that they had made us, and I started noticing, oh, that one's not as, not as big as it used to be. It's a little snug. And I'm like, okay, cool. I have to commit to this. I have to do this. And as time went on, I just kept ignoring it. I got a job, and then I met Angie, and and we fell in love, and we just everything just fell into place. And I didn't really focus on how I looked and how I needed to adjust myself physically. Spiritually and mentally, all that is combined into that. We got married in June of 2019, and past that we decided to take a trip to Disney World for our honeymoon. The very first day we were there, and I'm telling all this in context so I can show you where I'm at now versus where I was at, where I was at. We went to Disney World, and our very first day, we went to Disney Springs just to walk around and to see some stuff. And I remember that day, it was really hot outside, but I remember walking from the Orange Garage to where Planet Hollywood is, and I was already out of breath, and my back was hurting so bad. And it became a issue because I was like, if anybody's ever been to Disney Springs, you know that walk from the Orange Garage to Planet Hollywood is nothing. Like, it literally is about, it's a few hundred feet, but it's nothing. It's like going to Walmart parking lot and walking into the store. That's probably about the distance it is. And I got in there and I thought, okay, it's just an excuse. I made excuses because I was like, I've been driving all day. We just got here, and it's probably my back is tense. I'll be fine tomorrow. And we walked throughout Disney Springs, and I just had sweat pouring down. I sweat a lot anyway, but like this was way worse. My back was just as tense as it could be. And it was just a miserable time. And I remember Angie said, Jonathan, if you are struggling today, I don't think you're gonna make it the rest of the week and into Disney, you know. And I said, yeah, you know, whatever, I'll make it, it'll be fine. And so I was prepared. I was like, heck yeah, we're gonna do this, gonna do it. And so we were at the hotel we stayed at. We had buses that picked us up and took us to the park, and our first park was Epcot. And the bus dropped us off at the back of the parking lot, which I still disagree that Disney should do that. If you're staying on their resorts, I feel like they should drop you off at the front of the park. But that being said...
But I think the reason why they don't is because the way that the parking lot is laid out, every resort bus has its specific spot, and so they can't do that because then they might be in another resort spot. So I think that's why. Very
true, but I was ticked off about it. I was mad. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I'm never coming back to Disney. And guys, it's not that big of a deal. It was not that big of a walk. I mean, to me at the time, it was the most terrible thing I've ever seen. I'm not a cussing person, but if I was, I would be saying every word in the book. I'd have a sailor mouth by the time I got there. So, moving along with this story, I didn't even make it into the park before I had to stop and sit down.
Because they have benches periodically as you're going in.
Right. And I made it, we made it halfway. We made it from the parking lot to where you start to walk up towards Spaceship Earth, somewhere around there.
At Epcot, you didn't even make it up to the front before we had to stop at a bench.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It was like halfway from the parking lot to the entrance of Epcot. Probably about halfway. And I had to stop. And I remember, you know, the look on Angie's face. She's always been kind and nice. But I remember the look on her face, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna ruin her time here, and it's gonna be awful. So we made it into the park. I made it to where Spaceship Earth is at. If you don't know what that is, that's the big golf ball they call it in Epcot. And I was like, okay, like this is bad. My back is pretty awful. Like I said, eating whatever I wanted. No exercise. Our life when we first got married was literally, and before we got married, for myself, I can't say the same for her, was I'd come home from work, sit down, eat whatever the heck I wanted to, and then watch TV and repeat. It was the same thing every day. And I worked at a job then where I sat all day. And at that point, I knew there was a problem, I knew it was an issue, but I kept pushing through, And then I, you know, I'm just being real vulnerable here and letting you guys know exactly, you know, what we went through and how our trip was. We left Spaceship Earth. I barely squeezed through on that ride. Barely did. And I'm like, you know, and Disney is bigger person friendly. I guess it was not, I got through okay, but not okay at the same time, if that makes sense. And we continued to walk around. If you guys have ever been to Epcot, you know where the Figment ride is. And we got to that ride, and I was just like gassed. I was just pouring sweat, and I'll insert a picture somewhere in here to show you guys just like how gassed I was. It was so bad. And we got onto the Figment ride. I got in okay, but getting out, I got stuck. And it was an embarrassing moment because my stomach couldn't fit through I mean, it was probably about that wide, I would say, and I couldn't fit through at the time. And then it was embarrassing. I had to step up on the step and leap over onto a moving walkway just to get off. And being a bigger guy, that's not going to help. It's not. And so Angie was saying how she wanted to walk around the whole park, and she wanted to see the World Showcase. She wanted to see all that and countries. All the countries. And I was just like, okay, well, we could go up to Canada and UK and we'll be okay. We'll be fine. And we got up there and I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I literally had to sit. And because of my situation, this is just me being vulnerable and letting you guys know, because of my situation, I kept her from doing things that she wanted to do. Not that I'd ask her to do it, because she felt bad for me. She wanted to take a picture with Mary Poppins. She didn't get to do that. It was something I felt so guilty about, but at the same time, just honestly, my pain was so bad that, you know, sometimes you just don't care. And you're just like, I just want to go home. I just want to go back to the hotel and save myself up for Hollywood Studios. And you know, and throughout the course of that day, just to bring you forward, we stopped for lunch and I got a good break there. But then after lunch, we had to make it all the way through. And I remember I eventually made it. It took what would take a normal person about 15-20 minutes to walk around. Took me about an hour and a half to walk around the whole park. And when we got to the gift shop, I crashed. I sat on the thing. I told Angie, I said, I can't move. I can't do nothing. I gotta sit here and literally take a nap until I can get up and move. And to be fair, it was really hot that day. We both experienced heat stroke, I guess you could say. But the point of that is the whole time I was filling myself with soda the whole entire time. And I got to the point to where I was like, I'm getting sick. I feel sick. Like, I feel like I'm about to throw up. And fast forward the rest of that trip, it was awful. It was so terrible. And I don't even know why I'm saying this and telling people, but it got so bad that at Magic Kingdom, I had to get an ECV because I couldn't handle it. I had a sore on the bottom of my foot because I wasn't used to walking so much, and I had to get an ECV. And we took pictures of it, we laughed and had a good time about it. But I couldn't handle it. And as the year went by, I said it was going to change. No change. We went to Universal last year. It was March of last year. It was better. It was better. I had lost some weight since then. It wasn't as bad, but it was still such a miserable time for me. I couldn't ride hardly anything. I wouldn't ride hardly anything because I refused. I was like, I'm not going to even try to embarrass myself, you know.
Even though at that time you probably would have been able to ride some things, you were just too afraid to try.
Right.
And like maybe not be able to succeed in getting on there.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Nobody wants to see the fat guy get on the ride and can't get on it, you know. And like, I kept trying to tell myself as I was going through it, I was like, man, like, you know, there is, I'm not as big as that guy. But in reality, I probably was, you know. And then fast forward, Angie and I left Florida. We moved to Tennessee, where we reside now, currently. And we had started on a diet plan, and I'll get to what we're doing here in a minute. We had started on the current plan that we're doing now, but during the move and everything, it just fell apart. So saying that and knowing that led us to the point to where at Thanksgiving and Christmas, it was just us this year. We decided just to have a small thing with just us and our little family of dogs. And we ate like pigs. Like bad. I mean, more me versus you. Because you can't eat nothing but, like, you know, you're like a rabbit. You eat, we're not even a rabbit, a squirrel. You just eat your little nut and you're good. And I got to that point to where I was so sick and so tired. And I noticed that that I couldn't do hardly anything. I couldn't tie my shoe. I couldn't walk up the stairs without being in pain, which, you know, it just sucked. I couldn't do certain things. I wouldn't push through. And another thing is the turnstiles at a theme park, I could not get through. I mean, I had to step sideways, and it was so bad at the time because I carry all the weight in my stomach. It was so bad at the time that I had to, like, I could barely fit through going sideways. And I had to use the handicap little open door to get through. And it's embarrassing. It's awful. And there came a point in my life where, you know, I had an addiction to food, and I realized how bad my addiction was. And I thank God for that, and I thank Angie for that, because if it wasn't for them, I'd still be just eating whatever I wanted to. So here comes the good news. Finally, right? Starting in January, Angie and I started a program, or a diet. We call it a lifestyle because we've changed completely to 1 meal a day. And 1 meal a day is something that not a lot of people can do, or they think they can't do. But I believe that if you really give it a shot, anyone can do it. Because I was a 3 meal a day guy. I had to go to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, get my chicken biscuit. I had to have my lunch from wherever, and then I had to have my dinner. And dinner was the big one. Dinner was the big meal of the day. So what we basically do is we are on keto. We have chicken or some kind of beef for dinner and a vegetable. And we pretty much eat as much as we want.
In that one.
Within reason, within the plan.
You have 1 hour to consume your meal. Correct,
thank you, because I would have forgot that. You have 1 hour to do it. And adjusting our time to figure it out has been a struggle. We kind of went off of it when we went to Universal last month, just because of, you know, you're in a theme park, things are insane. But what I will say is I have felt so much better. Knowing, to me, like, I like to look forward to things, and if I know I can look forward to my 1 meal a day, and oh man, I'm gonna get some good old chicken, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that, and everyone that's watching this, you gotta try my chicken. One day maybe we'll do a meetup and I'll have you guys, I'll make chicken for you or something, but I know, like, I'm that kind of person, so that's where I strive. And then, you know, I've tried all the fad diets. I've tried everything. And it just doesn't work for me. Those things don't work. Like, you know, okay, you can only have these many calories a day. You can only have this many carbs a day. Which we still do keto. But because we
don't do the counting that goes
correct.
with the keto. We don't count the calories, or, you know, the macros they call it, or anything like that. Pretty much what we do is just 1 meal a day, and we choose some sort of a protein and pretty much as much vegetables as we want, and then some healthy fat. So usually I put like a little slab of butter on our vegetables, and that gets us through till the next meal the next day.
Yeah, and we choose the time that we eat. And like I said, that took us a while to figure out. We would start eating at noon because we were just starving, and then realizing that, oh shoot, by the time 5-6 o'clock comes around, we're starving again. And it just didn't work out for us. You know, we were just, okay, let's adjust this. Can we make it to 2 o'clock? Can we make it to 3 o'clock? So now usually we eat between 3 and 4, depending on the day. And then the weekends, we don't really stick to it. I mean, sometimes we do.
Depends on what's going on.
Sometimes we don't. Like this past weekend, we were traveling, and we had some keto muffins for breakfast.
We usually keep well, we do stick to keto diet on the
Yeah.
weekends. We just don't always do the 1 meal a day.
Right. So we might have like a salad or something for lunch, or not even that. I mean, we might let ourselves have a little something that maybe we're not supposed to.
But it's always keto.
But it's always keto. So it's not like
So
it's not chicken vegetables, and that's it. You know, I grill out steaks. We have steak, and then we'll have a vegetable with that as well. And I think, like, for me personally, you know, I still have a ways to go. I'm still losing, but where I'm at is the most happy I've ever been in my life, physically and mentally. And I just wanted to share some victories with you guys. I mentioned earlier that I could not get through the turnstiles at Universal or Disney World. And if I did, I had to step sideways. She witnessed it, and my brothers witnessed it. I walked through the turnstiles straight ahead, no assistance whatsoever, walked right straight through. And if you're,
we just went in March.
And it just went in March, so it's been what, maybe 3 weeks ago. Well, a month today, and that was 3 months of committing to Omad. And I'll put some pictures in here to show you the differences in my face and in my body of how much I've changed within 3 months. So now we come to what's next. And also another victory. Being vulnerable here, guys, I was not able to tie my shoe without getting a sweat, like building up a sweat, and like struggling, and my hamstrings hurt. And some things you don't do because you're afraid to do them, you know. But now I can tie my shoe, no problem. I can see my feet, no problem. I can even see my legs. I couldn't see my legs before when I was sitting on the couch. Or I can reach things in the car I couldn't reach before. Just a lot of things and a lot of change has come. Now, you're asking about exercise. What do we do for exercise? Exercise, we usually walk about 2 miles a day. If not that, we do have an elliptical that we purchased, and we hop on that, and that's our exercise. So we stay pretty active versus what we used to do. And a lot of that is due to this channel. A lot of that is we're constantly on the go. This has been our first day today, other than filming here, that we have just sat around and have done nothing. And we've become very active people, and we love it. You know, we are enjoying every bit of it. And so it's not always about the exercise. It's not always about, you know, how much you can do. Trust me, if you do this plan, you will lose. You will drop it like insanely fast. I mean, I have lost more weight than I've ever lost before. And my shirts were so tight before, and now they're like dresses on me, and I have to start purchasing new clothes. And we were at church yesterday, and my shorts started falling to the ground. I had to pull them up. That would have been embarrassing, right, at church. Well, you know, but I am very blessed, and I'm very lucky to have found this program, and to know, like, hey, I can do this. It's about willpower. My life has changed so much through this, through what I eat, what I drink. I would consume, and I wanted to say this because I was thinking about this earlier. I would consume, no joke, at least maybe a 2 liter of Coke a day, or Dr. Pepper, or Mountain Dew. And I remember during our first year of marriage, I remember having a half of a 2 liter and saying to you, I don't know if I have enough drink to get me through the day. And you were like, are you serious right now? You know, that's where I was. That's where I was in my mentality and where I am. But I decided to change because I don't like to live in pain. I don't like to live in depression. I don't like to live in not knowing if I'm gonna make it another year. And then being married also pushed me to, you know, be responsible as far as my health goes. Now, we don't step on the scale. We don't do that. We judge things by our clothes.
So yeah, we call them non-scale victories. So we're not going based on how much weight we've lost. We're going based on how we feel and how our clothes are fitting.
And they are fitting amazing. I was at church yesterday and I wore a new shirt that I just purchased. I just bought it right before we went on vacation, and I left that shirt for Easter Sunday, I remember, and I put it on and it was like a dress on me. Like, it was literally flailing in the wind yesterday, and I felt embarrassed. I was like, I feel like I'm so gross when I wore it to church yesterday. You know, I really did. I felt like I was wearing my pajamas or something like that, you know, to church. And like I said, you know, it's not always about how fast it takes to get there. But if you dig your heels in and you keep pushing, I think you know, you'll get there. And the reason why we're making this is not to say like, oh, this is how much we've accomplished, because I'm still going. She looks amazing. She always has. You know, I think this is an accountability thing for us, to keep going, to keep building, to encourage you guys like, hey, it can be done. We now watch food challenges like on the internet and stuff like that, and we're like, gross. Like, back in the day, it used to be like, oh, that would be awesome to be part of a food challenge. For me, it was, at least. Now we look at stuff like that and we're like, you're just killing your body. You're just doing it. Sugar, you know, fried food. And don't get me wrong, I still love stuff like that, you know, but I know that it's killing my body. It's putting me into a state of depression. I believe it is. I believe it is tied to depression a lot of times of what we eat. And Coca-Cola, I'm not knocking Coke. People enjoy it. People love it. I have not had a Coke since December. I had one at Universal, and I felt sick after. Like, I felt literally sick. So the whole time, because Universal has their freestyle machines, I started getting juice or lemonade or something like that, because for some reason they didn't offer water in these freestyle machines. I don't know why.
Only one machine in the whole park has water.
Yeah, only one. Now they have a ton of freestyle machines, but just only one that has that, you know. So I felt sick after that. There was one day where we consumed voodoo donuts, which I would definitely not recommend, by the way. Just FYI, I didn't like them. They tasted like Walmart donuts, and you know, I'm sorry if you guys feel differently, but that's how we felt. And we had cowfish. Longhorn the same day, which our Longhorn meal was fine. There was nothing wrong with that. And then we had some kind of a snack in the park. And the next day, I was sick. You guys actually see it in our Velocicoaster vlog. The very beginning of that video, I was sick. Like, I even went back and watched it earlier today, and I heard myself say, hey, welcome to the vlog. And I was just like, I was so sick. So just letting you guys know, it goes to show you, like, lifestyle change and how you eat does change things. So where are we going with this? What are we doing? So we have what we are doing over the next, I believe it's 60 days until Velocicoaster opens. Our goal is to be able to get so far down in our weight that we zoom through the park, because we're gonna have to make it to the Velocicoaster. We're gonna have to. And personally, I want to be able to fit on the ride. I don't know if that's how the restraints are going to be, but personally, I want to enjoy it. And I believe I'm going to reach my goal, and I'm going to do that. So, like I said, it's about lifestyle change. It's about making yourself better and knowing that sometimes a cheat isn't a cheat day. It's just a cheat meal. And like Angie and I like to indulge and have coffee every once in a while. But we don't try to say, oh, I'd like a coffee and 2 ham and cheese or ham biscuits or whatever it is. She knows I love a good ham biscuit from Hardee's. But that used to be my lifestyle. I would get 3 or 4 biscuits, an orange juice, a Dr. Pepper, and what do they call it? Hash rounds. They call them hash rounds at Hardee's. Or Chick-fil-A. I'd get 2 or 3 of their chicken biscuits because they were amazing. And I was killing myself. And I have not had a chicken biscuit in months. Maybe she'll let me have one soon. But just kidding. It's my choice. She doesn't force me to do anything I don't want to do. And it is up to me and what we eat and what we do. So tonight's dinner is going to be chicken with some vegetables. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm starving right now. But another thing that I wanted to say is that we also have started this thing, and I'll let you talk about it more. It's a drink. It's called Ketones. And do you want to tell everyone about that?
Yeah, it's just like a little powder packet, and you just add it to like a water bottle. It's about 16 ounces that you add it to, and you just I had started off drinking one in the morning and one like in the afternoon, like right before we work, because we work nights. And it puts you into ketosis. So that's what the point of keto is to you know, it's like the highest fat burning stage. And I think I've dropped, let's see, 3 sizes
in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Just
now,
drinking those.
this isn't saying that it'll work the same for everyone, because it is different.
But I'm very strict with myself.
She's very strict, and I was skeptical of it, and I ordered mine yesterday, and they will be here in a day or so, and I can't wait to try it. I mean, I've tried some of it, and I'll be honest with you, I think it's kind of gross, you know, but it's not that bad.
Good. Like the first, what they call the challenge, they incorporate like several different flavors, so that way you can decide which flavor you like the best.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool, because then I think I like a couple different flavors. Yeah. So I finished my challenge, so now I just ordered a specific flavor. So my favorite was the strawberry peach. So that's the one that I ordered. But then he ordered the challenge, so now he'll get to decide. So and I let him try like a little taste of the different ones that I had. Yeah. But you'll get to kind of experience it on your own.
Yeah, from the ones I've tasted, the strawberry peach are probably the best ones. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna get to try them all. Yeah. Like I said, I was a bit skeptical of that kind of stuff, because I had a family member that went on weight loss pills, and I'm still like kind of against those. I don't know. It's just me personally, because he lost all of his hair instead of taking them. But you know, I'm open to things as long as it's healthy, and these are healthy, very healthy things. And if you have more questions, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you feel really good drinking it. Like, I feel like I don't know, I'm like happier drinking that. Yeah. Like, I don't know, I think it helps with like your emotions. It helps with like hunger and all different kinds of things that it helps you with. I feel like it helps like with cravings, and it just makes you, it kind of puts you in a position where you feel like, I know me personally, if I'm gonna spend money on something, I'm gonna, you know, try my hardest. I'm gonna stick to it, and I want to stick to my diet and stuff like that. And I feel like it's really helped, almost like accountability.
Yeah, for sure. Because she's been super strict on everything, and I'm not saying I haven't been. I mean, I've been pretty strict on not having soda. I'm not having certain fried foods. Now, every once in a while, I like to get some boneless wings. Those are so good, man. Yeah, we try to keep each other accountable, and I think that's what is the better thing. Is like, we have a running joke now where I'll be like, you know what would be really good with this meal tonight? A big ice sweet tea or whatever, you know. You know, overall, it is a process. If you guys have any questions that you would like to ask us about our journey, you can send us an email at loveourlifevlog@gmail.com, and I'm going to put it right down here so you guys can see that, and it'll be in the description below.
And if you have more questions on the ketones, you know, we'd definitely be willing to share that information too.
Yeah, and we're not perfect. We are not perfect people. We are not like, oh, this is great, you know, I've lost 200 pounds, because I've not gotten there yet. I don't need to lose that much, but like, I just want you guys to know that it is possible to get there. This is our 4th month into this, like strictly OMAD, and wow, what a life change. One more thing I'll say about drinking water. I know, guys, that drinking water is very hard. I know that. Coming from someone that didn't drink water for 30 years probably, unless they had to, once you do it, once you make yourself get used to it, it's like an acquired taste, I think, to someone that is used to putting soda or sweet tea in their system. Like, it's, you know, it's very tough at first, and it's very hard. But what I've found, just me personally, is putting ice in it, a lot of ice in it, will really make you desire it more. I don't know. To me, she doesn't like ice, but I do. And for me, like, I used to crave, oh man, a ice cold Coca-Cola would sound so good right now. And I'll admit and not lie, sometimes it still sounds really good. But also, what sounds amazing is my thermos cup that I have. Well, it's a cooled cup with a ton of ice and water in it. Man, it just hits me in the way that I would never expect it to. Like, I would never think it would be so refreshing, but it is. It's refreshing as heck, to be honest. And but you know, there are recipes too. We'll link some recipes down below of different things that you can do. There is a keto pizza that you can do. We're actually trying that this week. There are keto blueberry muffins, which she is baking right now, or getting ready to start baking. There's a chicken Alfredo that you can have. You can replace things with cauliflower. I don't like it, but other people do like it. There are things that you can do, and we are examples and testaments to changing what you drink, changing how you eat will cause you to lose weight, and you don't even have to exercise that much. We do, but
it's about 80%, like losing weight is about 80% your diet and about 20% exercise.
And I'll be honest with you, when we started our workout videos that we do, I couldn't get through 5 minutes without, you know, just sweating like a pig or sweating like an ape. That's what I said in yesterday's video. That'll be my new thing, sweating like an ape. Now I can do the full video. I still sweat because everyone else on the video is sweating. So, I mean, obviously they're sweating. But I can get through it without a problem. And I will say that, you know, going through a theme park, I'm fine within like 4 or 5 hours. Now, when you hit to 8 hours, I'm like, gosh, with this day freaking in. And it is tough. Like, if you've ever been to Universal, Universal is huge, and Disney is too. But to get to Islands of Adventure back to the parking lot is such a long walk. And it's like most normal people are like, yeah, it ain't nothing. But for us, especially for me, seeing that walk is like what I dread at the end of the day. But nothing compares to Mount Everest at Dollywood. Nothing compares to that. If you guys have ever parked in the preferred parking, next time we go there and vlog, I'll show you guys. Like, I'll do a special like 2-minute video on just Mount Everest at Dollywood. We went there a few months ago, and my buddy was like, for Christmas, my buddy was like, dude, like, I have this whole thing mapped out how we don't have to walk up this gigantic hill. He goes, but when we leave for the day, we got to go up this gigantic hill to get back to our car. I'm like, whatever, it's fine. And this is the kind of hill you get up and you're like, oh yeah. And I saw the most fit people winded beside me going, whew, whew. So it's ridiculous. It's in the mountains, so what do you expect, for it to be? But I will do a short video on that for you guys to see, just how ridiculous that hill is. But it's what it is. We have a lot of content coming up, a lot of cool things we're going to do. Like I said, we're kind of gearing more towards theme parks, but we're still going to be doing other things too. Yesterday's video was about us going to the Knoxville Zoo. That was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. Didn't have any issues there. I wasn't like, oh gosh, hurry up, get me there. I didn't sweat hardly at all. It's just showing you that if you put forth the effort, if you keep doing things, you keep going, you will change. And I'm not saying this as a person that's like, oh, I'm super fit, super skinny now. But I just want you guys to join us on our journey. And I want you guys to see, like, it is possible to get back to that point to where you don't hurt, where it doesn't hurt. And another thing, I think it's about yourself, and it's about loving yourself. And that's something that I've learned to do this year, is to love my life. And that's the name of our vlog, Love Our Life. That we love our life so much. We want to take care of ourselves, we want to better ourselves, and we want to make sure that we are here for years to come when it comes to our health. So with that being said, we want to thank you guys for watching today. Make sure that you subscribe, because you want to see all of our updates. Like I said, we're going to try to do one a week. If we can't do anything like that, we'll probably just show you what we're eating for the week in a quick, like, 4 or 5 minute vlog. And then just kind of give you an update to maybe help you guys out. And make sure you subscribe though. Hit that notification bell so you know when our next video is coming up. And like this video. Make sure you share it. And so people know how they can grow, where they can get to, and what they can be. And how Omad is really awesome. And it's stupid awesome. If you feel led, we have a Patreon page, and it's patreon.com/LoveOurLifeVlog. It'll be down below, and you guys can help donate towards our cause of making these videos. It helps us to make videos like this and the other vlogs that we go and do and travel around. So as little as like $1 a month, I think. If you feel so led, thank you so much for doing that. But that's going to be it for us today. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next what do we do? We'll see you on the next vlog. So God bless y'all, and remember, the road goes ever on.